girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. The 2017-18 NFL football season gets underway Thursday night. Wow, it's already here. What an offseason. Some interesting moves, some not so interesting moves, and why Washington picked up, what they did with Kirk Cousins. Really? Franchising for a second year in a row. He's one of the highest paid quarterbacks. Is he worth it? Possibly. The quarterback money's through the roof right now. If you can throw a ball, every time your contract comes up, you're the highest paid quarterback. We have all the questions from the rookies drafted. Chicago moving up to take Mitch Trubisky. We have Pat Mahomes in Kansas City with behind Alex Smith. We have Deshaun Watson in Houston. We have Deshaun Kaiser in Cleveland, which is announced he'll be a starter. A lot of storylines this year in the NFL. We have Myles Garrett going number 1 overall to Cleveland. Can Cleveland actually win games this year? Are they a decent team with Deshaun Kaiser and Myles Garrett? So many questions. Can Tom Brady bounce back? What's going to happen with Jimmy Garoppolo if Tom Brady has a great season? We'll try to get those questions answered throughout the football season. If you're new to Robert Sports Show, thank you for checking me out. Week 1 of the NFL 2017-18 season. What I typically do, I do all the games. I'll do straight-up picks, who I think is going to win or lose. Last year, I was 163-93 with that. I do against the spread, which I'm not as good with yet. I was 120-36 last year. And I also do the over-under. I was 127-29 last year. I will do a over-under on season wins. Try to get that up before Thursday, maybe at least before Sunday. Last year I was 22-10 doing that. And then I'll do my playoff picks. Last year I went 3-3 in both leagues. I picked half of the playoffs for each league, so not horrible. Also in Robert Sports Show, you can check out NCAA. I do the same thing with that. I've done week 0, week 1, kind of combined week 1, those 2 weekends. Out of the 29 games that I did for the week 1, basically, I went 28-1 on win-loss. I went 18-10 against the spread and 17-11 with the over/under. I'll also have week 2 of the NCAA up here soon. I also do NASCAR previews. If you're a NASCAR fan, I'll have a preview of the Federated Auto Parts 400 at Richmond this Sunday, the last race of the playoffs before the playoffs start. You can also go back on Robert Sports Show and check out the NASCAR playoff prediction I did. If you're a NASCAR fan, if you're a WWE fan, wrestling fan, I had to run 1 of the Mae Young Classic up, round 2 of the Mae Young Classic, and then the semifinal and final 4 matches will be also up today, hopefully. So, if you're a fan of sports in general, I try to do a little bit of everything: college football, NFL, NASCAR, pro wrestling, NBA. Do a little bit with that, a little bit in NHL, Major League Baseball, and the playoffs roll around. So that's Robert Sports Show in a nutshell. Let's get started. Game 1 this Thursday night, September 7th. The defending Super Bowl champ New England Patriots versus the Kansas City Chiefs in Foxborough. November 7th, 2008. Who remembers the famous line in that football game? Brady's hurt! Brady's hurt! 2008, September 7th, in Foxborough. Kansas City Chiefs versus New England Patriots. New England won 17-10. Was it midway through the first quarter or something? I'm not sure the player was for Kansas City. Dirty hit, possibly. Low hit. Took out the knee of Tom Brady, and Tom Brady missed the entire season. We got to know Matt Castle, and Matt Castle signed a big deal and did nothing. So, on the same date, 9 years later, will history repeat itself? Does Jimmy Garoppolo have to take over and become the next Matt Castle or the next Tom Brady? Because that's how Tom Brady took over, because Drew Brees got hurt. I'm not hoping Tom Brady getting hurt. Don't go, oh my God, he watched Brady get hurt. I have nothing against Brady. A lot of people do. I'm fine with Tom Brady. He is the wrestling version of a heel in the NFL. So, because everybody wants to hate him, and he's damn good. Is he going to play another 4 or 5 years? Who the hell knows? You know, if sports nutritionists came so far that a 40-year-old quarterback in the NFL can play to his mid-40s, God bless you, dude. God bless you. I'm 40 years old and I'm trying to lose weight, and it's hard, but I'm doing it, and I got a goal. So, you know, whatever you can do when you're over the age of 40, I'm good with that. You know, I turned 40 this past spring, so, you know, I'm all about 40-year-olds doing things now. All right, the last time these two teams met was on Monday night in Kansas City in 2014. We all remember that game. Kansas City put a butt whooping on New England, 41-14, and it sparked a fire under New England, and they just, like, freaking won the world after that. So, the line of this game is New England by 8 with an over-under of 48. At home on a Thursday night, Tom Brady. I'm picking the Patriots. There's no question about that one. I love Kansas City's defense. I actually I do a lot of fantasy football also, and I'll talk about that on the show sometimes, different players I have. I have 3 big fantasy leagues this year. So, 3 very important I kind of want to do well in. I got a family one, then I got one with the NFL prognosticators, and I have one with, oh God, I'm forgetting your name. Sorry. It's on the NFL network, NFL.com. I just did the draft the other night. I totally forgot the name of the guy running the league. I'm so sorry. But, so yeah, I'll talk about those some. Go Green Bay. I have multiple Green Bay Packers on my teams. So anyway, New England, favored by 8, over under 48. I got New England winning. I got Kansas City defense in one of my family leagues. I want them to do well. I want Tyreek Hill to run one back, but I'm sorry. I got New England covering to 8 points. I'm taking under on 48. I think this will be more than a touchdown victory for the Patriots, barring an injury of some sort to someone. So we'll see what happens there. Next game, we have the New York Jets, which is just a flaming pile of trash right now, versus the Buffalo Bills, which Tyreek Hill maybe, or Tyreek Taylor might be out, or Tyrod Taylor, whatever. I've seen somewhere where he maybe been hurt, so we'll see what happens there. This is a big AFC East matchup. I don't think that's going to really, I mean, the Jets are just a flaming pile of shit right now. So, I mean, they traded Shelton Richardson for Javon Curse. You have 2 teams who have good players who just can't stand the good player they have, so they get rid of them. So, yeah, Hackenberg is the starting quarterback in New York, or is going to be, or something. Fuck, that's a flaming pile of dog shit. Sorry if you're a New York Jets fan. I do apologize. I know Mike Golick of Mike and Mike is. Sorry, dude. My bad. So, Buffalo's won 6 of the last 7. So, New York has won the last 2 in New York. This one's in Buffalo. Buffalo favored by 8.5. I got Buffalo winning. I got them covering and picking under on the 41. Next, we have the Philadelphia Eagles. Carson Wentz, second season, versus Washington Redskins. Kirk Cousins, he's got something to prove this year. He's going to get a big contract next year. Big NFC East matchup. This is the 167th meeting between these 2 teams. Washington's 86, 74, and 6. They've won 5 straight. Washington has. Kirk Cousins is going to get the biggest contract in the history of football. And I say that because everybody else, you know, when Luck re-signed, when Stafford just re-signed, when Carr re-signed, the teams weren't betting against anyone. They were just their own thing. Hey, you know, what do you want? Okay, we'll do this. You do, yeah. They kind of met in the middle. Kirk Cousins is going to be unrestricted free agent. Who is going to back the bridge truck up and unload it in front of him? God, if he can play well. So we'll see where that goes. I mean, I think if he plays well, he's going to just break the bank. I mean, good God. Philadelphia is actually favored by 1.5 on the road at Washington. I get the Philadelphia Eagles team is a good team. They're up and coming. They got, you know, Carson Wentz, second season. He should make a step forward this year. I'm giving the 1.5 to Washington. I'm taking Washington. I got them covering. I'm taking over on the 47.5. I just can't see the Redskins. Unless there's some injuries I don't realize or something on defense, I don't see them losing at home when they won 5 straight versus Philadelphia. Next, we have the the Oakland Raiders versus the Tennessee Titans. The Raiders got 2 years left in Oakland, I believe, till they go to Vegas. They have a great team. They made the playoffs last year. Was it 12-4? Derek Carr getting hurt in the last game, broken his leg, and fizzling in the playoffs. Could they be a challenger for the NFC title versus New England? That could be interesting. I actually possibly see that. So we'll see what I think of that when it comes to my playoff predictions. We'll see what happens when I get to that one. I have Tennessee's favored by 2 at home. I'm giving the 2 points to Oakland. I'm taking Oakland, covering the 2 and under on the 51. Next, we have the Atlanta Falcons versus the Chicago Bears. Atlanta Falcons, are they going to have a Super Bowl hangover this year after having that big lead in the third quarter and blowing it late? Are they going to just be tired and sluggish this year? Or are they going to come out with balls of glory and see what they can do? We'll see. Will Mitchell Trubisky get the start, or will he play in this game? Do they believe that much into him? Why they traded it? I still don't understand the draft. They traded up one spot and gave up the farm. But San Francisco wasn't going to take him. I guess in case somebody else traded ahead, I don't know. No, I don't think any other team was traded up for Mitchell Trubisky with 13 college starts. I could be completely wrong with that. He could be the next Tom Brady. And in 20 years, I'll be doing these videos going, oh my God, Mitchell Trubisky, the greatest quarterback that ever lived. How did I doubt what Chicago did? Or he could be Jamarcus Russell or Rick Meyer or Tim Tebow or Johnny Football and just fizzle out and be like, gotta look how stupid Chicago is. He'll be somewhere in the middle of that. I'm taking Atlanta to win. They're favored by 7. I got them covering that. I'm taking under on 49.5. Next, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Miami Dolphins. Are we going to see the same old Jay Cutler? A leopard doesn't change its stripes. Get it? You can change the uniform, but you don't change the person inside the uniform. I'm here all day. I got Tampa Bay. They're on the road, but they're favored by 2.5. I got them winning, covering, and over on the 41.5. I think Jameis Winston will be hopefully taking next step forward. He's got some weapons on offense. He should be hopefully a playoff quarterback this year and maybe go win a playoff game or 2. Next, we have a great AFC South matchup because the AFC South is not good. We have the Jacksonville Jaguars going into Houston. I'm not sure if they're moving this game because of Katrina or because of Harvey or not. I know they were using whatever the hell the Texas Stadium's called now. It was NRG Stadium at one point. Reliant Stadium at one point. Whatever the true name is, I think it's NRG Stadium. I don't know if they're still using it as a shelter or what's going on. But this game is supposed to be played in Houston. I hope for the community's sake and for the recovery effort that they don't change this game from Houston. I think the residents of Houston need something for 3 hours on a Sunday to get their mind off what's going on. My thoughts and prayers out to everyone affected by Hurricane Harvey. I've never been personally affected by a disaster like that or know family members. But as I see the news and see what's coming out of Houston over the last few weeks, it's been pretty just devastating. I've been to Houston. I've been to NRG Stadium for WrestleMania 25. So when you see pictures of areas that I was at and they're underwater, it's sad, So, but J.J. Watt's doing a lot for the effort down there. Hopefully some other Houston athletes do the same. So hopefully this game does go off. Hopefully Houston's favored by 5.5 at home. Deshaun Watson hopefully gets the start. J.J. Watt's semi-healthy, it seems like. So this is going to be a good team. The Houston defense is top-notch. It's one of the top defenses out there. So that offense can do anything. I got Houston winning. I got them covering the 5.5 and under on the 39.5. Could this be the year that we see Houston take that next step? Could they represent the AFC? How fitting with that, with everything that's gone on in Houston? that Houston goes to the Super Bowl this year with a rookie quarterback and J.J. Watt stays healthy all year. Hey, you never know. That'd be one of those kind of dream things. Next, we have an AFC North matchup: Pittsburgh Steelers, Cleveland Browns. The last two games, Cleveland and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's won 24-9, 28-12. The last game they played last year, and the first, was it January 1 or something? Pittsburgh won 27-24 in overtime. Pittsburgh's favored by 9 on the road. Cleveland's not that bad. I still have Pittsburgh winning. I still have them covering the 9. I'm taking over in the 47. But I think it's going to be a 10 point difference. But I think it's going to be a good game. I don't think it's going to be stupid. It's going to be like 30-20 or something like that. Maybe 32-21. It's going to be something where we go, oh, Cleveland can play well. I don't think they're a playoff team. I don't think they're a 500 team this year. But I think with the draft picks they've acquired and everything they got going forward, they're going to be kick-ass. AFC North matchup next. We have Baltimore Ravens versus the Cincinnati Bengals. All time, these two teams are 21-21 versus each other. Cincinnati is 6-2 in their last 8 versus Baltimore. Cincinnati's won 5 straight. Cincinnati at home, favored by 3 points. And then over under 42.5. Well, Flacco's not playing. Cincinnati wins. I don't think Flacco's playing. It could have changed. I knew he was questionable at one point. I don't know if he's completely out or not. I know there's talk of him playing because he didn't play in the preseason. Then when they're talking about signing Colin Kaepernick, which, whatever. I'm not getting into the Colin Kaepernick situation. I think he's a good football player. He's one of these. I would say there's at least 60 quarterbacks in the NFL. He's top 60 in the NFL, so he should have a job. Mike Vick got a job for getting out of jail for dogfighting, and that pissed me off personally. But what Colin Kaepernick, I can understand his point, what he's trying to get a point across, and why people. I get both sides of it, but Michael Vick had a job after dogfighting. I love dogs, and I don't like Michael Vick, but I could live with that. But whatever, yeah. Somebody sign Colin Kaepernick and let's get this done. God damn, it's 2017, people. So Cleveland winning, favored by 3 points, covering and over on the 42.5. Next, we have the Arizona Cardinals versus Detroit Lions. This actually should be an intriguing matchup. We'll see how Carson Palmer bounces back this year with David Johnson. A little older, we'll see what happens there. Detroit, playoff team. I mean, typical Detroit Lions. They'll be 9-7, 10-6 probably. Make the playoffs. Win a game, maybe lose the first round. I don't see them being able to take that next level and becoming a Super Bowl contender. Next, we have the Indianapolis Colts minus Andrew Luck versus the Los Angeles Rams. Indy's favored by 1.5. Indy's favored by 1.5, and Luck is not playing. I believe he's ruled out. He's at least questionable. I know that. The Rams are. Well, I don't know if Aaron Donald showed up yet. So the defense is nothing without Aaron Donald. They got Robert Quinn, and so we'll see what happens there. But they got Brockers. But is LA? Are the Rams a flying bag of turd shit like Jets are? I don't know. With Luck being out, Jared Goff, can he do anything in the second season? Is he even an NFL quarterback? I'm taking the Rams. I'm giving them the 1.5. I have them covering. I'm taking under on the 41.5. Next, we have the Carolina Panthers versus the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers in a rebuild mode still. Panthers, well, I mean, they got weapons for Cam. I got the Panthers winning. Had them covered at 5.5. I'm taking over on the 48. Next, we have the Seattle Seahawks versus the Green Bay Packers. Who remembers Week 3 of the 2012 season? Yep. That was a referee game. Scrub referees. Seattle wins 14-12. Yeah. This year, I'm really rooting for the Packers. I want the Packers to go to the Super Bowl. I want the Packers to win. And I say that in remembrance of my grandfather-in-law who passed away back in April. He was a humongous Green Bay Packers fan. And not even trying to. In one of my first fantasy draft this year, I took Aaron Rodgers 1, and then my second round pick was Jordy Nelson. I told my wife, and she's like, "Oh yeah, he'd be proud of that." So yeah, I told her I was going to do this. That I'm picking Green Bay to win the Super Bowl in memory of my grandfather-in-law. So go Packers. See what happens there. NFC title game in 2015, Seattle won 28-22 in overtime. Maybe that's this year's NFC Championship game, and Green Bay wins. Green Bay favored by 3. Over under a 50.5. I got Packers covering the 3 points in Lambeau and under on the 50.5. Next, we have the New York Football Giants versus the Dallas Cowboys, NFC East matchup. 110 meetings between these two teams. Cowboys 62, 46, and 2. The last 14, they're 7-7. New York has won 3 straight. Oh God, this one's so hard. I haven't even, as of a couple days ago, I haven't really looked. I don't know for sure if Ezekiel Elliott's playing or not, if that's on hold still, if he's able to play. Which, if he is, as a fantasy owner, I got a problem with the NFL. Come on, what the fuck here? How many fantasy teams got blown up now? How many people took Ezekiel Elliott second round or later, and now he's going to start? When he was out, scheduled to be out 6 games, I did one of my fantasy drafts. I had an eye on him in the second round. We do the snake draft, and I was drafting 6 out of 8. And I'm like, I told myself, if he's there with my second pick, done. No question. First thing going 8, took him 9. I'm like, God damn it. So, but that could be the steal of some drafts. I mean, the guys out there putting money on their drafts and stuff, maybe y'all should sue the NFL because of all this, because he was suspended 6 games, so we do our drafts thinking that we're not going to draft him high because he's going to miss 6 games. So, in reality, the NFL screwed us over as fantasy owners. Just saying, there could be a lawsuit out there if you get a lawyer to take it. I'm taking. Yeah, it's so hard. You know what? I'm going to screw what I wrote down. I'm taking Dallas to win. They're favored by 3.5. I have them covering. I'm taking under 47.5 on the picks. I got to change that pick. I'm taking Dallas to win. I wrote down New York. I wrote that down based on Elliott being suspended, but I don't think I think he's going to play. And I think even without that, I think that Dak Prescott will be ready. Him and Des Bryant will be ready. So, but next we have the New Orleans Saints versus the Minnesota Vikings. Oh dear God, AP returns to Minnesota in Game 1. Minnesota favored by 3 points at home. Over under a 48. Oh, this is so agonizing. I'm not just saying this because Gio's watching. Gio knows show. Check that out. Gio, I am taking your Vikings. I think Peterson, I think they did right with him, not bringing him back. Minnesota wins. They cover under 48. Next, we have the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Denver Broncos in the AFC West matchup. All-time, Denver is 64-50-1. They won 10 of the last 12 and 4 straight in Denver. This is in Denver. Denver wins. And then cover the 3.5 and under on the 43.5. So that's the two Monday night games. So we'll wrap up Week 1 of the NFL football season. Stay tuned to Rubber Sports Show for NCAA Week 2. WWE Mae Young Classic Round 2. All kinds of stuff on Rubber Sports Show, so make sure you check them out. As always, thanks for watching Rubber Sports Show. Don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Rubber Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.